The Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame has been around since 2004, and Thursday evening, the organization inducted its 22nd class of Philly sports legends. And it was really a terrific evening at Live Casino. As always, the induction class consisted of a wide variety of players, coaches, journalists, etc., some from not so many years ago, but several from the distant past, such as new inductees, the 1925 Darby Hilldale's Negro League Baseball champions. Now, full disclosure, for the past 3 years, my Philly Press Box radio partner Bill Furman and I have been voting members of the Philly Sports Hall. One of the real crowd favorites this year was Monsignor Bonner alum Eddie Coyle, who, despite being diagnosed with polio as a toddler, became a world champion Paralympics powerlifter, setting 23 world records and winning a couple gold medals. Oh, he also swam the English Channel.
I was very grateful for all the chances to travel and compete in national championships, state, local, national, Pan-American, world, and Olympic championships. I dedicate this award to my mother and father. Thank you very much.
Another inductee, Gary Williams, who had a 33-year career as an NCAA basketball head coach, guiding Maryland to the 2002 championship. A native of Collingswood, New Jersey, Williams reflected on how much he loved going to games at the Palestra in the late 50s and early 60s.
You don't know how big that was back then. There was no TV. The Final Four was on delayed TV in the NCAA tournament. And to go and get a ticket to go to the Palestra to see a doubleheader, a City Series doubleheader, it was just an incredible experience. And that was a big part of my love for basketball.
Former Eagles great Clyde Simmons was inducted as well. The two-time All-Pro had 76 sacks over his 8 years with the Birds, and he talked with me about how teams deal with off-the-field concerns like the recent A.J. Brown situation and other locker room issues.
When you're a family, you're not gonna always get along. And when you're a team, it's just like family. You're not gonna always get along. You're not gonna always agree. But they're putting a good product out there, and they just got to keeping on pressing and realize that winning is what matters.
You're already an Eagles Hall of Famer. Now you're a Philly Sports Hall of Famer. How's that make you feel?
I feel very privileged. A lot of things when they come into the city. There's a lot of great athletes that came to the city. Living, playing, tons of different sports. To be honored as one of the guys that's a Hall of Famer in this city is a privilege.
Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie wasn't able to be there in person, but he was honored with the Philadelphia Medal and provided a video acceptance speech. Other inductees who were there and spoke included diving legend Mary Ellen Clark, a Radnor High School alum and 7-time national champion. Famed boxing judge Lynn Carter, who was honored with the Legacy of Excellence Award. Football great Mike Rozier, a Camden native who was the 1983 Heisman Trophy winner after his 29 rushing touchdown season at Nebraska. He went on to have a long career in the USFL and NFL. And longtime college basketball and horse racing reporter Dick Jerardi. Plus, a guy who did it all with the Flyers for over 4 decades as a player, a coach, and an executive, Paul Holmgren, who told me before the event that he's impressed with the team's play so far this season under new coach Rick Tocchet.
I think Rick and his coaching staff have done a tremendous job, and I really like the direction that Danny and Jonesy have the team going, and I think it's they're building, and like they say, brick by brick, but they're a lot better this year. And I think Rick, coming off of Tortorella last year, put in place a tremendous work ethic with the team. Rick's ability to teach and get to these young guys even a little deeper is the key to this team so far this year for me. And so far they've gotten good goaltending from the new guy they brought in, Dan Vladar, and Sam Erson. So things are looking good.
And finally, you're being honored as an inductee, Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm going to try not to get emotional here, but when I got the call back in April about this, I did get very emotional on the phone call. It's still something that it's hard for me to believe. I've been here many times for teammates, and I never envisioned anything like this for myself. But it's truly an honor and something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
The final inductees of the night, the 1985 NCAA basketball champion Villanova Wildcats, with Harold Jensen speaking on behalf of that legendary team.
Coach Mass taught all of us life lessons each day, every day before practice. It might be 2 minutes, it might be 5 minutes, and maybe sometimes even 10 or 15 minutes. But he would share a life lesson with us. But now when you look back on it, some 40 years later, you knew what he was after. He was teaching us, he was helping us become men, grow up, and be prepared.
He noted that the Wildcats were indeed prepared on April 1st, 1985, when they shocked the heavily favored Georgetown Hoyas to win the NCAA title. Kudos to WIP's Joe DeCamera, who once again did a great job as master of ceremonies for the event. Oh, one great thing about the Philly Sports Hall of Fame inductions night every year is just how many past inductees return for the event. This year alone, that included the likes of longtime hoops coach Fran Dunphy. Phil Martelli and Jay Wright were in the house as well. Oh, Philly boxing great Tim Witherspoon, always good to see Tim. Former Eagles Harold Carmichael, Seth Joyner, and Irving Fryer. Hall of Fame football coach Dick Vermeil, man, coach looks great. And a bunch of ex-Flyers like Jimmy Watson and Mark Howe. Joe Watson, I mean, who doesn't love Joe? What a great guy. All-time Flyers goal leader Bill Barber and the fantastic Brian Propp. Way to go, Propper. And how about Phillies PA man extraordinaire Dan Baker and Flyers forever PA voice Lou Nolan. Lou. Almost forgot. The Philly Hall also made sure to acknowledge the Super Bowl 59 champion Philadelphia Eagles, honoring the team with the Pride of Philadelphia Award. Eagles insider Dave Spadaro accepting on behalf of the organization with some help from a few of the Birds cheerleaders. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I couldn't resist. I got pictures with both Swoop and a couple of those Eagles cheerleaders. Hey, why not? Congratulations once again to all of this year's Philly Sports Hall of Fame inductees, and kudos to Hall President Ken Avalon and all the wonderful volunteers who helped make the annual inductions event such a terrific night.